William Carter had spent his entire life waiting for people. When he was young, he waited for his father to return from work. When he became a father, he waited outside school gates. He waited in hospital corridors. He waited at airports. He waited outside football fields. He waited for his children to come home safely. Now, at 84 years old, he was waiting again. But this time, he was waiting for his children to come back to him. William had two children, Daniel and Susan. Daniel lived in California. Susan lived in Texas. Both were successful. Both had families. Both had busy lives. And both loved their father. At least, that was what they always told him. William had raised them after their mother died. He worked 6 days a week in a mechanic's garage. He often came home tired, but he never allowed his children to feel neglected. When Daniel needed money for college, William worked extra hours. When Susan needed help buying her first house, William sold his old car. He never complained. He always said, "Children are not a burden. They are a blessing." Years later, William grew old. His hands became weak. His knees began to hurt. He could no longer live alone. So his children found Pine Valley Care Center. Daniel told him, "Dad, this is temporary." Susan said, "We will visit all the time." William believed them. The first month, Daniel visited. The second month, Susan called. Then life became busy. There was work. There were children. There were bills. There were holidays. And somehow, months became years. But every Christmas, William still believed they would come. On December 20th, he called Daniel. "Son?" "Hi, Dad. Are you coming for Christmas?" There was silence. Daniel looked at his calendar. "Dad, I really want to." William smiled. "I know you do, but work is crazy." "I understand. And the children have school activities?" "Of course. Maybe next year." William looked out of the window. "Next year is fine." After the call ended, he sat quietly. A nurse named Sarah entered the room. "Are you okay?" William smiled. "My son is very busy." Sarah knew that smile. She had seen it many times. It was the smile parents gave when they wanted to protect their children from their own disappointment. That night, William took out an old photograph. It showed Daniel and Susan as children. Daniel was holding a baseball bat. Susan was wearing a red dress. William stood behind them. He was younger. His hair was dark. His back was straight. His wife was standing beside him. William looked at the photograph for a long time. Then he whispered, "They were good children." Sarah, standing outside the room, heard him. She wondered how many elderly parents said the same thing, even when their children were no longer present, because parents often remember the child their son or daughter used to be, not the adult who stopped visiting. On Christmas Eve, William wore his favorite red sweater. He shaved carefully. He combed his hair. Then he placed a small gift beside his chair. It was a handmade wooden box. He had made it years ago. Inside was an old watch. The watch had belonged to his father. William wanted to give it to Daniel. At 5 p.m., the front door opened. William stood up. At 6 p.m., another car arrived. William stood again. At 7 p.m., he stopped standing. At 9 p.m., he looked at the gift. Then he placed it back inside his drawer. Before going to sleep, he whispered, "Maybe tomorrow." But for the first time, William was afraid. Maybe tomorrow would be exactly the same.
Please subscribe to my channel and like this video. Share it with your friends and family. Your support means a lot and encourages me to create more videos for you in the future. Thank you for your support.